What's up, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do things a little differently. We are trying a new video format where I'm actually gonna take you to the gym with me, and we are gonna do a follow along, real time, every set, every rep, full body workout. So I'm pretty stoked, pretty excited. If you're excited for this video, make sure you shoot me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the little bell beside the subscribe button, because that'll let you know every time I post a new video. Also, quick update before we get started, the next video in that collab series I filmed this past summer is now live. So I'll put a link for you to check that out in the description box below. Otherwise, I will check in with you when we get to the gym. Something a lot of people overlook with the hip thrust is the actual height of the bench they're using. Now, the reason that matters is because if your bench is too high, that can throw off the alignment of your back, which can prevent your glutes from properly engaging and potentially increase your risk of low back injury. Not good. So this is why here, you're gonna see me using the aerobic step and bench kind of combination. Basically what I'm aiming for is so that when the bottom of my shoulder blade is positioned along the edge of that bench, that my butt can touch the ground without arching my back.
All right, we are getting started with our first warm-up set. As you can see, I put on this little band. I like to wear the resistance band during my warm-up sets because I find that it helps to fully activate my glutes, glute max as well as glute medius and minimus, and then I'll take it off when I actually start putting on like heavier weights and working out. Set down. I am feeling pretty good, which I'm really happy about because when I don't lift heavy for a while, it's very hit or miss. Either I feel like a lot stronger or I feel like I've never lifted before in my life. So feeling good, feeling strong. We'll see how the next one goes, but like fingers crossed we can lift heavy today.
I don't do warm-up sets for every exercise, but I like to do them for the first 1 to 2 big compound lifts of my workout. So here I'm doing 10 to 15 reps. I'm adjusting my rep speed as I see fit. I basically just want to make sure like my glutes are firing, I'm feeling good, my form is feeling good. That's all I'm worried about.
Okay, so after my warm-up sets, I like to rest about 60 seconds to 2 minutes just to make sure that as I start upping the weight, like I'm ready to go. So what I'm doing right now is I am checking my reps and my RPE for the next few sets. So I'm gonna be doing 7 reps per set and an RPE of 8, which means that if I had to, I could probably crank out like a couple more reps, but overall I should be feeling like tired, like done at the end of each set.
Quick note on RPE. RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion. So it basically just describes one way of gauging how hard you're pushing during your workout. I personally like this method. I've used it for a little while now, but it does have its limitations, so I will explain those as we go through this workout.
You know it's serious when the power button goes up.
Honestly, you look terrible from this angle, trying to talk to the camera.
So something I always try to pay attention to, especially with heavier compound exercises, is form. And I think this is especially important to consider with the hip thrust, because as you continue to increase the weight, it's really easy to cheat the top end of the range of motion.
So we're gonna have a 45-pound bar, 2 45-pound plates, that's gonna be 135.
2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3, quick maths.
265 pounds, which, Jeff, do you have any early predictions?
Failure.
Okay, how many reps? Come on.
4.
So earlier in the video, I mentioned that there are some limitations to using the RPE method of gauging your intensity. And I'd say one of the biggest limitations is that if you're new to using the scale, or if you've been out of the gym for a while and you're kind of like out of practice with it, it can be hard to actually gauge like what's an RPE 7, what's an RPE 8.
I got 5. No. You keep recording.
So when this happens, I'll switch to using rep velocity instead. This is exactly as it sounds. It's just the speed with which you're moving during each rep. And while I try to maintain a consistent speed throughout each set, if I notice that my rep speed is significantly slowing down, I'll stop my set there.
Are you ready to get strong? Because I'm gonna get strong too. We're gonna do some pull-ups with an assist because let's be real, we're not that strong yet, but we're getting there.
Something I've noticed about pull-up assist machines is that there's a lot of variation in how they position the handles as well as the assist platform, and then as a result, how helpful the assist feels. So the regular pull-up, your goal is to keep your chest up, keep your shoulders down and back, and to keep your body essentially straight, like tight and braced as you raise up and down. Now, depending on the placement of the handles and the support platform, this can actually be really awkward and can force you to use more of an assist than you might realistically need with a machine.
I'm feeling weak, but I always feel weak on these. There was a time in my life when I could do 5 pull-ups without an assist.
You also...
Are you ready to party? Because we're gonna party on this next set. RPE 8, all of it feels like a 10, but let's go.
So something you might notice here is that I'm using quite a bit of an assist with the machine. Like, I'm not sure of the exact weight. I put 70 pounds, that's just a guess, but I'm using basically half the stack. Something I've noticed, at least for me, particularly with when the assist is under your feet, so not under your knees, but like kind of like with this machine, is that it actually makes it more awkward to do the pull-up with correct form. So if you have access to other machines at your gym, like a knee assist versus a foot assist, or even try a band assist, I'd encourage you to experiment with all of them to see what works best for you.
So here's the deal, man. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I didn't want to train today, but the only reason I'm getting it in is because we're filming a follow-along workout. So thumbs up if you're enjoying this video so far, and thumbs up to keep your girl working out.
Hey. There you go.
You know, I want to punch you right now. Okay, so next up we have the dumbbell single leg deadlift.
Louder.
I'm gonna keep yelling over the music in the gym. We have a dumbbell single leg deadlift. 3 sets by 7 reps, RPE of 7. Now, doing something wild. I'm not using a dumbbell. We got a kettlebell. One second, it's really heavy. I'm using a kettlebell instead of a dumbbell, and you'll see why in a second. But I find it's a lot better for single leg deadlifts.
Okay, so what's the deal with the kettlebell? So I recently switched from using dumbbells on the single leg deadlift to kettlebells because I find that they actually help me maintain better form as well as balance on this exercise. So to explain why, your goal when deadlifting is to always have your chest up, right? To always have your shoulders pulled back and have your chest relatively higher than your hips. Now, something you might have noticed if you've ever deadlift with like a pre-weighted barbell, or if you've ever done like just a regular dumbbell deadlift, is that at the bottom of your range of motion, you can't quite touch the ground. Like there's kind of like maybe a foot gap between what you feel like is the bottom of the range of motion versus where the ground is. And if you wanted to touch the ground, you could. You'd just have to bend your knees more, or you'd have to like let your chest slump forward. Now you don't want to do that though, because now you're taking away from the purpose of the deadlift. So what's great about the kettlebell is that because it's actually like a physically longer piece of equipment as compared to just holding the dumbbell, I'm able to kind of tap down, restabilize by touching the ground without compromising my form, without slumping forward to reach for the ground. The kettlebell just touches earlier and I prefer it. It's personal preference. I encourage you to try it out. See if you like it better on this exercise.
You know, Jeff told me he's really...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know, Jeff told me I'm really awkward on camera, and I told Jeff, I'm just living my truth. I'm just living my truth, Jeff. You can't fault me for that. Here we are, guys. I'm pretty sure the music has gotten louder every single set, but cable standing face pull. I'm not gonna stand for this. I'm not gonna stand for this.
Jesus Christ.
I like the seated variation because while I've seen all sorts of crazy creative ways to position your feet with a standing face pull, I just find the seated variation that much more stable, and as a result, I'm able to pull that much more weight.
I need to up my weight.
Big ass, Lego head looking ass.
Jeff, I can't pull down the video.
So I like the seated variation of this exercise because it lets me lift heavier, but I think it's still important to remember that a face pull is different from a row. I don't care if I'm lifting like the lightest weight, I don't care if I'm on the lowest weight on the stack. I want to do the exercise correctly. I want to engage the correct muscles, and that's why you'll see that I have dropped the weight quite a bit here.
All right, Jeff, I have one question for you. Backwards or forwards?
Backwards.
Okay. guys, for our final exercise, we have standing calf raises. Even though they're just Jeff's looking at me trying to do math in his head for what that word was, it's okay. 4x12, sounds easy. Calf raises kill me every time, so let's go.
So something you'll notice here is that I'm not performing these calf raises from flat ground, but rather I'm doing them kind of off the edge of something. So there's a few reasons why I like to do this, but I'd say the biggest reason is just based on how it feels. I feel that I get that much better of a contraction at the top of the movement, and I'm extending my time under tension, right? More time under tension, more time that your muscle spends working, the larger muscle building stimulus you're going to create.
We're gonna make this fun. We're gonna do a tour of the gym as we do our calf raises. I don't know where we're going next, but we'll find out soon. All right, guys, hitting them all at great angles. Let's go to our next destination. Come on. So here's the deal, guys. This is our last set. I want it to be somewhere special. I want it to be somewhere fun. I want to finish this workout on a high note. I don't know where we're going, but you know we're gonna find out soon. Sup, y'all? You made it to the end of this video, to the end of this workout. I made it to the end of this workout, which quite frankly, I did not know if that was gonna happen this morning. So if you like this style of follow along video, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. Shoot me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a little bit more motivation to get your workout in, and I hope to see you in my next video.